And welcome into On the Go. This is a series that we've been doing about a wonderful gift Alabama Power has given to the citizens of Alabama called the preserves. And you've seen, if you've been watching the show, a number of the different locations. And today we have back with us Josh Yerby, the proprietor extraordinaire. You are over the preserves. You got the job everybody wants.
That's right. I'm a part of the team that helps provide all these opportunities.
You keep it quiet to
That's
make sure
right.
nobody, you go, oh, it's a terrible job. But to be able to do the things and to be out in the outdoors and do it, it's really a great thing.
It is.
Today we're going to talk about a thing that when you sent the email saying we're going to be talking about pollinator plots, my question was, what is a pollinator plot? Maybe many of our viewers know.
Right. That's a great question, and it's a question that I often get when I talk about a pollinator or a pollinator plot. A pollinator is anything that moves pollen from the male part of a flower to the female part of a flower. This is very important for a flower or a plant because that's how they produce seeds, fruit, and keep going. So a pollinator-friendly plot has these wildflowers, in our case native wildflowers, that we plant to promote pollinators and to gather more pollinators to our sites, and to, and we like to increase the educational awareness of what pollinators are and the benefits that they have for our environment.
So how big would a pollinator plot be?
Well,
because obviously you're putting them in the preserves, right?
That's correct.
And you're man-made putting them in there.
Right.
Right.
That's right. We did a little bit of research before we started developing these pollinator plots about how big do they need to be to make an impact. And so the number that we got on the size would be at minimum a half-acre plot. So that's what we try to look for on one of our preserve sites to develop a plot. It needs to be at least half an acre in size.
So when you put that together, how do you keep these terrible thing called the visitors from destroying that plot? Is it marked where it says this is a pollinator plot? Let nature take its course.
That's right. On the preserve trails where we have a pollinator plot, it's visibly marked on the trailhead signs that here's a pollinator plot. And we always put up split rail fence or something rustic around the border of our pollinator plots
to keep people from going in
to
there.
know, that's what this is. But oftentimes we will put a trail right through the middle of the pollinator plot and encourage people to get into the plot so they can get up close and personal with the flowers, with the pollinators. And so they really get to feel that experience.
Okay, but at the same time you're telling them, please, don't touch.
Right, that's right.
Just enjoy, view, and let it do its work because it does wonderful work.
That's right.
Of all the preserves locations you have, which ones have pollinator plots?
Okay, right, because that's right.
There's like 5, right?
That's right.
Now.
They don't all have pollinator plots simply because each site doesn't lend itself for a pollinator plot development. We try to take some of these natural openings that can exist at a site. So the Little Fox Trail on Lake Wedowee, it actually has 2 pollinator plots, 2 1-acre plots. And then moving on down, let's see, Weiss Reservoir on the Coosa River, it has 1 half-acre plot. And then Double Cove on Logan Martin has 2 half-acre plots. And then Beeswax Park on Lay Lake has a half-acre plot. And we're just now developing a pollinator plot on our newest trail on Lake Jordan called Jordan's Journey.
Okay, and that is, like you say, Jordan, that is a brand new one that's in development right now.
That's right.
Because we're going to go up and take a sneak peek one day here.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, that's great. So basically, obviously the preserves are open 7 days a week for the most part.
That's right.
Usually open at a certain time in the morning, sunrise, and at sunset, most of them close at that point.
That's right. They're open from dusk till dawn, when we're talking about our nature trails. That's right.
Well, thank you again for what you're doing. And remember this, go to the website where you can get information about all the different preserve sites around the state of Alabama. They're user-friendly. You can bring your children. You can bring especially your older people, bring the grandchildren. It's a great bonding time. And at the same time, they're going to learn about this wonderful thing called nature. And you'll see why we call this Alabama the Beautiful. And we'll be right back right after this.